Welcome. This is a really amazing time to be an AVE digital publishing platform user. Version 2.0 now gives you the power to publish your project to the new ePub3 format, suitable for distribution in standard marketplaces such as iBookstore, Amazon, Google Play, and Kobo. With the arrival of high-resolution color tablets and smartphones, and also e-readers, the original ePub3 format has been extended to add the ability to render pages that would preserve the fidelity, look and feel of the printed page. This extension is called Fixed Layout ePub. Fixed Layout ePub3 support is an exciting new addition to our system. Because the new ePub3 format is based on standards such as CSS, XHTML, SVG, and JavaScript, our software will maintain the orientation, fonts, and font placement and interactivities you've made for your tablet output. A number of enrichments are already supported in our ePub3 export, such as slideshows, videos, HTML5 animations, read aloud, and actions. This now gives you the ability to have one file that you can output to a multitude of different devices. This is an example of a document designed for AVE Mag that can now be output to ePub3. To begin using our tools for ePub3 file generation, you can either begin with a document that was already designed for print, or a document that you've designed using our AVE publishing system that already contains interactive features. The first thing you must decide is how you want the pages to look in an ePub reader device. If your document is set up as spreads with facing pages, your document will display in iBooks as a spread as you turn the pages. This is how a document looks when it is set up as facing pages in InDesign. This is how that same document would look in iBooks. However, let's say that you've already made a horizontal layout for a tablet, and now you want to generate that layout as an ePub. You might want each page to just stretch over the spine of the book. This is how a document looks when it is set up with facing pages turned off in InDesign. This is how the same document would look in iBooks. It is important to note that you cannot have enrichments placed over the spine of the document. All images and elements over the spine are split into two to render properly on each page. For example, you couldn't put a video in the middle of the page in the layout we just looked at. After you've decided on your layout options, you can add slideshows, videos, HTML5 animations, read aloud, and actions to enhance your reader's experience. I've added a slideshow to the third page of this document. The next step is to embed the fonts. Our software supports all font types. You can use OpenType, TrueType, Adobe Type 1 fonts, D fonts, or any PostScript font. You list all the fonts in the Project Settings dialog box under the Font Management tab. We now have added a button to make it even easier for you to collect your fonts. You can click on the Update from Project button. This will list all the fonts from your entire project. You can choose which fonts you want to embed by clicking in the checkbox to the left of the font name. You then need to click Apply to embed the fonts. If you don't embed the font will be substituted with another font. Even though we've now enabled all the fonts, ePub3 only supports embedded OpenType, TrueType, and TrueType collections. Our software solution converts D fonts, Macintosh fonts, and PostScript fonts into OpenType. When you generate an ePub, our software uploads your fonts to our servers and turns all of your fonts into one of the supported formats. It then downloads the font back to your computer and embeds it into the ePub3 file we generate for you. It is important to note that you must be connected to the internet when you export your project for ePub3. You can also convert type to an image so that you don't actually need to embed the font. You can automatically convert type to an image by grouping it with another object. All groups are automatically turned into images. The new metadata tab in the project settings is primarily used for ePub export. You'll also need to fill in the metadata, as this is the information that will travel with and identify this ePub file. Now that you've dealt with the fonts, you can export your project. In the export window, you can choose ePub. You can also pre-flight your build to ensure that the enrichments you've added are supported in ePub3, and also whether or not you've embedded your fonts correctly. When you export an ePub3 fixed layout file, the first 3 pages will be generated. The text will be scrambled and watermarks will be added to the larger images. Text scrambling is done at the word level in order to preserve the line structure and alignment. While the text is hard to read, the document can still be analyzed for consistency. When you are ready to generate the actual ePub file, you can choose to switch to release mode. In order for you to be able to use the Switch to Release Mode button, you must first purchase a license at avepublishing.com. The license is connected to your AVE Publishing portal username. Therefore, when you log into your account in the Project Manager panel, it will recognize how many licenses you have. Once you use a license, it will be connected to your project. This means that you can generate as many ePub files as you want for that project. You can then export to ePub. Remember that during this process, you need to be connected to the internet for fonts to be converted to one of the supported types. You can preview this file by sending it to My Kiosk on your iPad. From there, you can send it directly into iBooks by clicking on the Open in iBooks button. You can then retrieve the ePub file and save it locally to view your ePub in an ePub3 reader such as Redium for Chrome. Simply be aware that while Redium is a very capable reader already, it does not support all of the features of ePub3 fixed layout. Once the ePub file is generated, it is yours and it is ready to be published in any of the stores I previously mentioned. To publish to Amazon, bear in mind that you need to convert the file to Kindle Fire format, KF8, using the free Amazon toolset available from their website. This new ePub solution makes it faster and easier than it has ever been before to create interactive, branded layouts for ePub, thanks to the new ePub3 format and the features we've added in version 2 of our plugins.